Hey, this is FlyLady Premium Mentor Emma here. It's Thursday and we are still in zone 3, which is the bathroom and one other room. So the mission for today is to shine our bathroom sink. I generally do this in a really similar way to the way that I do my kitchen sink. I fill it with water and let it soak, give everything kind of a good wipe down. I move everything off of the counter space, give that a really good wipe. I wipe the taps and sort of just get in and polish around some of the little edges that aren't so great. I also use this opportunity to do a similar thing in my bath. So before you do anything like that, it's really important to check that the chemicals you're using are compatible with your bath or sink, because some of them aren't. So if you've got something new that you're using, or you see what I'm using and think, oh, that would be cool, do test just like a little patch somewhere to make sure it's not going to react in some way that you wouldn't want. And also, and this is so important, I can't stress how important it is, never ever mix chemicals. If you mix bleach with something else, you can produce things like chlorine gas and end up at best with a trip to the ER and at worst dead. So don't do it. It's just not worth it. It's dangerous, and these accidents happen around the home all the time, and it just takes that sort of just a little bit of thinking. So please, I cannot stress enough how to be careful about that. That's so important. So I put my plug in and then I just run some really nice hot water. I use either some bleach, or at the moment I'm really into this this stuff because it's not got any harsh chemicals in it. It works on oxygen, and I kind of spray some of that in there rather than normally you would spray it all over things. I just spray some of that in there as a soaking agent and get a little bit on my taps and on my work surface, which, oh, not work surface, sorry, countertop. In my bath I do tend to use a bleach, partly because we have a grey water system that feeds the toilet downstairs from the bath, and I like the bleach to run through that and give that a good clean out as well. It's just a kind of one of my things. So once this is filled up, I let it soak generally for 45 minutes maybe. I go on and get on with the rest of my routine. I do whatever it is I need to get done to make that time go by. It's not, I just don't sit and watch my sink. Normally when my sink's full I would fill my bath and be doing a similar thing with my bath. So that's it's sort of, I'm doing two things in one. So once it's full, I leave it to soak, I go away, set my timer and come back a little bit later. So that's what I'll do. I'll see you in a little while. Okay, so I am back and my sink has had a nice shine. I've got a rag, a microfiber cloth. I've heard wonderful things about FlyLady's purple rags. Apparently they are absolutely amazing. And so I would highly recommend them. I don't have them, but everybody that I speak to has them, says they're amazing. And the only reason I don't have them is I haven't ordered anything from FlyLady for a while, and I don't want to, just because I haven't needed it, because everything lasts so well, and I don't want to just pay the shipping on purple rags. I'm kind of waiting before I need to either buy something else or replace something, or so that the shipping all comes at once, because the shipping to the UK is good value, but just for purple rags it seems like it makes them kind of expensive for what they are. So as soon as I need something else, which will be soon, I will have my own purple rags. For now I have to make do with these red ones, which will just do the job, and red is the colour that I generally tend to use in the bathrooms, just because then I know, although occasionally they do end up elsewhere and they do get washed really well, so it's not the end of the world. So I'm just wiping my tap down and all around my tap. I've done my countertops, sort of, which I'm not doing as well as I would because you're balanced on them and I might knock you off. And then I let the water out of my sink, and that's hopefully done the work of really giving it a good clean sort of soak. And when that's all gone, then I wipe that out and give it a good shine. Now my sink is really new. It's We remodeled our bathroom about a year ago, or just over a year ago now, about 18 months ago. So it's really new and it shines fantastically. But some sinks don't. Some sinks, they're old and they've had enough. What you're looking for in your shiny sink is for it to be really clean. So you know it's clean. If it's not going to shine, don't break your heart trying to get it to shine. Some people have a matte sink and that will never shine. My sink down in my kitchen isn't designed to shine in the way that this one does. So then when you've done that, you can get your Windex or whatever you use to sort of buff things up, and put a little bit of that on there and kind of wipe that out and dry it all and make it great. Now I don't generally use Windex because that's not the product I use to clean my windows. I use a mixture of water and a product called Zoflora for my windows, but you're not supposed to mix that Zoflora with any other chemicals, so I don't use it in this situation. I just wipe out my sink with the towel, the hand towel that is in here, and then this hand towel will go to be laundered later on today when I wash my towels. And that is my lovely shiny sink and my lovely shiny tap, and I'll see if I can get a bit wobbly to show you how great it looks when it's finished. So this might be a bit of a wobbly moment here. There we go. Sorry, that sucks, I'm sorry. So I don't know if you can see how shiny that is and how lovely my tap is. So that's basically how good it looks. And I'm sorry if you've got a headache from that really wobbliness. And that is enough that when I do my swish and swipe regularly every day, it keeps it in good condition until the next month. And really and truly, I'm clean, unless somebody's done something really mucky in here. My daughter might dye her hair in here and then I get splashes of stuff. But generally I am clean every time I'm wiping it out, and that's great, because when we're cleaning it only takes a few seconds. It's easy to keep up with, and it makes life simpler. So that's always my aim in life, in whatever I'm doing, is to make things as simple as possible, because well, I need life to be simple. Okay, that's it for today. I'll be back tomorrow with Friday's mission. Have a fantastic Thursday. I am, you'll be surprised to know, off to write an assignment again today, and so I will crack on with that and see you tomorrow. Bye for now. Before I go, because you know I have a bad memory, there is a second part to today's mission, and that is to deal with our stash and dash that we've been looking at all week, and I knew that I would forget it because I'd get carried away with shining my bathroom sink. So the task with our stash and dash today is to go and deal with anything that you maybe need to throw away or recycle or donate. So as you've kind of maybe gone through one layer of what you've stashed and dashed in that area, you've probably uncovered another layer, and that might need to be sort of to get rid of the trash again, and the stuff that you can donate, the recycling, things like that. So just spend again just another 5 minutes on that, and I really am going to write my assignment now. So you'll have a great Thursday again, and I will see you tomorrow.